news that I want to share with you all today. That is the Bitcoin halving. Has come and gone. So what's next, right? We expected the halving to be on Saturday, but it came in much earlier on Friday during the US market hours. The halving came. So we want to look into that thing and see how are we going to deal with the Bitcoin next, how we're going to trade it. So on Friday night, the Bitcoin network implemented its fourth halving, cutting the rewards for miners by 50%. So in this article, I will explore the potential impacts of this recent halving by examining relevant statistics. Now, first of all, in 2012, Bitcoin first halving occurred on November 28, 2012, where the price was just around $12. Now, over the next year, the price increased to nearly 1,000, representing an increase of over 8,300%. Now, during this period, Bitcoin faced multiple corrections of over 30%, including a nearly 80% drop over a few days in April 2013, when it plummeted from 260 US dollars to 50 US dollars before recovering and continuing its upwards trend all the way to the 1,000 mark right over here. So that is the 2012 halving. Now, for the 2016 halving, it took place on July 9, 2016, with Bitcoin at halving. It was about 650 US dollars. Now, the price gradually rose to around 2,550 by mid-2017, and it spiked to approximately 19,700 by December 2017, right? So throughout 2017, the market saw several corrections of 20 to 30%, notably in June and September, each time recovering and eventually reaching new highs of this 19,000. So that is 2016. I think many of you here have went through that halving together with me. So that is something interesting, right? We have seen that. Now, 2020 occurred. This halving occurred on May 11, 2020, with Bitcoin priced at 8,787. Right? The price saw a monumental rise to almost 69,000 by November 2021. This period was marked by significant volatility, with multiple corrections, including several drops of around 30%. Consistent with Bitcoin's known volatility post-halving events. So, historically, such halvings have led to significant price correction. This time, based on what we've seen so far, a 30% drop is anticipated as well. So it's worth considering whether the 80% correction seen in the first halving might be an outlier, okay? Because it is something that is not present in the other halvings except for the first one. So, but you must know one thing. One thing here is that it's important to note that the available data are too limited to draw firm conclusions, because we only had 3 halvings to do this. So it might not represent that true data, but at least it gives you some idea what we can expect next, okay? So as for the timing from price at halving to the subsequent peak, here are the results. So at the 2012 halving, right, Bitcoin reached a peak of around 1,163 in November 2013, and it took roughly 12 months. So from 12 to 1,163 took 12 months, okay? Now in the 2016 halving, the price at halving was 650, reached a peak of 19,700 in December 2017. So that's about 17 months from the halving to the peak. Okay, so these are the date of halvings that I gave you all. So that's 17 months. What about 2020 halving? Right, so the price at halving was approximately 8,787. It reached a peak of 64,000 in April 2021. The halving date was May 11, so that was 11 months, right over here. So looking at the timing from halving to the peak price that followed, the data from the last three halving suggests a range of 11 to 17 months to reach the peak, right? However, Bitcoin significant gains do not occur immediately. So you have to realize this. Now, many people worry, say, the halving is come and gone. Why did Bitcoin go up, right? So most notable increases usually unfold about 180 days following a halving event. So we just had the halving. It takes about another 180 days before we see this thing, Bitcoin potentially start moving in the way that we hope it could. Now, remember, while historical price movements provide valuable insights, the cryptocurrency market's inherent volatility makes it unpredictable. Each halving event and the surrounding market conditions are unique, influencing the Bitcoin price in different ways. So, having said that, for this halving cycle, the financial environment is relatively tight. We all know what's happening right now. They're extracting money out from the system, and also interest rates are high. So market dynamics are heavily influenced by anticipation regarding the Federal Reserve's potential rate cuts, both in timing as well as magnitude. They were hoping the dot plot Fed said you're going to look at 3 rate cuts, but right now we don't even know whether we're going to have a rate cut. Probably 1, 2, but we don't know, right? So we have to look at the data that's coming out, the inflation data that's coming out, because concerns are mounting that the Fed may not reduce rates as many as 3 times this year, as some has hoped. So if the Fed cut rates fewer than 3 times, it would be detrimental for risk assets, including Bitcoin. Okay. So anyway, despite these uncertainties, investors remain optimistic about Bitcoin's prospects, envisioning it reaching a 6-figure valuation in the current cycle with just a simple 2 times growth. So this is something that, we can look forward to. And let's study. So most important, going forward, look at all those inflation data that's coming out. Okay. And as we go, what I'll do is that I'll be studying a more in-depth data on the Bitcoin and the general cryptocurrency strength, and then I'll update in this report so you can write it along. So if you remember, on Friday, I told you guys, I sent out a message on Telegram. I said the buyers are probably in already, and to confirm that there are certain areas that the Bitcoin cannot test, right? So yeah, if you didn't see that message, it's okay. It didn't move much. It's moved some amount from the point I posted in the Telegram group, but there's still more to go. We'll see when it comes to the chart. When it comes to the chart, I'll show you. Okay. Now let's move on to the charts now. Okay.